So I'm a longtime customer of American Express. I think I got my first American Express card. It says it on my card somewhere in the 90s. I've been an American Express customer ever since. And it's a credit card company. We certainly can say good things and bad things about American Express, just like every other, kind of big company out there. But American Express manages to average a net promoter score typically in the 60s when a lot of their peers are nowhere close. And it's this idea of large companies. Oftentimes there's an excuse, or we as consumers will accept that because of their size, large companies can't be as nimble and reactive and sort of customer centric because they have policies and procedures, and they're too big to let people make independent decisions. The airlines are the greatest example of this, right? No one at an airline can do anything customer oriented. You have to get somebody supervisor, senior vice president, supervisor to give you a refund or do anything that's not a policy at the airline. And so I had this interesting thing happen with American Express, and it made me realize that even big companies can kind of capture customer preferences and data and be smart in moments where they have a policy and a procedure, and they can empower a frontline individual inside that company to violate or go against those policies and procedures when it makes sense from a customer perspective. So the issue that we had was we have a couple different companies, and we were redoing our American Express profile. So they had to send all new cards out. And because there were three different company names, I actually had to get three different American Express credit cards that were new. And as you know, when you get a credit card, you have to call and get that card activated. American Express, we can call it a good idea or a bad idea, now creates a marketing event when you call to activate your card. So you get a frontline person on the phone. They don't automate the process anymore. You actually talk to someone to activate the credit card, and they run through the features and the benefits and welcome to American Express, and here's what you can expect. And it's kind of a new customer introduction. Well, I've been an American Express customer for multiple decades. I understand how it works. I know what the features and benefits are. But the first time I called to activate one of these three new cards, I went through the process and I listened to the kind of the whole deal, and it was about a 5-minute phone call. So then the next day I had to call back again to activate card number 2, and brand new customer service agent. Policy is you go through this process and talk about the features and the benefits. And we got about 30 seconds in. I said, hey, listen, I've been a customer for a long, long time. I activated a card yesterday. I have to do 2 more now. I really don't need to go through the whole rigmarole. At most large companies, she would have said, well, I'm sorry, I have to go through this with you, and this is our policy, this is our procedure. She said, you know what, I understand, and I'm going to note the account since you have to call and activate a third card. You will have to make a separate phone call, but I'll make sure they don't even start the process on the next call. And the ability to capture that granularity, that level of customer preference at a large company actually, unfortunately, has become somewhat remarkable. So sure enough, we're done. We don't have to do all the steps of, here's all the benefits of your card. I want to see if she was really kind of right about what she said. I hang up, I call, I activate the third card, and the customer service agent says, Mr. Ratliff, I see that you've activated 2 other cards and you'd prefer not to go through our, kind of our marketing piece. She didn't call it that, but our, whatever the heck their marketing thing is that they call it internally. I'll activate your card. There's nothing else you have to do. Have a great day. So I didn't even have to ask. I didn't have to say, check the notes. I didn't have to say, well, I've been through this twice. None of that. They proactively saw that I had made that request, and they were able, with granularity in their technology systems, they were able as a large company to capture my preferences and know proactively before I called in what my preferences were. I really believe this is one of the most powerful competitive advantages we can get in our companies. When we can delight a customer by being proactive about their experience instead of reactive. Reactive says, hey, I've been through this twice. Please don't put me through this again. Okay, fine, we won't put you through it. That's a reactive response. Proactive says, hey, I see that you've called in twice. I know you don't want to go through this. I'm not even going to start the process. Your card's all set. Have a great day. Those proactive moments create amazing competitive advantage from a customer experience standpoint relative to our competitors. So if you can find those proactive moments, if you can build systems that help you understand a customer's needs and state them in advance before the customer even has to ask, massive, massive competitive advantage.